Hello everyone, once again it is I, Mitch, from Deface Games. And we are back with our monthly list of best Android games to play in October 2021. Lots of big titles found their way to our Android devices this month, and we handpicked the best ones for you to play. No paid promotions, and no further delays. Let's start with our first game. Pokémon UNITE, the latest official game, and it's really a blast to play. It's a 5v5 MOBA that sees you picking a Pokémon and trying to collect more Eos energy than the other team. You can join trainers from around the world to compete in UNITE battles, where trainers face off in 5-on-5 team battles to see who can score the most points within the allotted time. Trainers can also deck out their Pokémon in a variety of holographic outfits, with new styles arriving regularly. During battles, you and your teammates defeat wild Pokémon, level up, evolve your own Pokémon, and work to prevent the opposing team from scoring points. Pokémon UNITE also features cross-platform play, so you can fight against players who are having a crack on Switch or iOS. There's cross-progression as well, so you can dip into the game on different devices with the same account. Pokémon UNITE is totally free to play, has in-app purchases, but does not seem like pay to win at all. It's a massive hit already. Next up, Animus Revenant. It's a deep and gloomy action RPG with challenges at every turn. You're going to have to learn the timing of your enemy's attacks, learn how to parry and dodge, and strike at the opportune moment in order to survive. In this game, you can't just slaughter your way through the game, but you will also have to farm materials, build new items, and, more often than not, run away when you're in trouble. The weapons have different types, movesets, speeds, and attributes. Enemies in-game have different elemental and status effect vulnerabilities, so stat placement and item attribution affect combat efficiency. This game supports controller, but if you don't have one, you can fiddle around with the on-screen buttons to get them in a constellation you like. The game does seem to have lots of potential. Coming in next, Dragon Quest Dai, A Hero's Bonds. This is a role-playing game based on the popular manga and animated series, and sees you building up a team of 3 characters and using them to battle against endless waves of enemies. The game has cooperative play as well that allows you to team up with 2 other players from around the world and take on AI-controlled opponents. There are 2 different stories to play through. One of them follows the classic tale of the anime, the other is a brand new adventure written specifically for the game. In-game, you can complete quests to collect a bunch of characters and equip them with weapons and gear, and increase their friendship levels by sending them off on adventures together. It's a free-to-play game with ads and in-app purchases. A must-play for Dragon Quest fans. Next on our list, Knight's Edge, an action game with a single control to move your character, meaning attacking automatically when a foe is in range. The game is a 3v3 team-based multiplayer experience that makes you trawl through levels and killing everything in sight. While your team of 3 is battling through the dungeon, an opposing team is doing the same in a parallel one. You need to kill the big boss before they do, and both teams can jump into the other's dungeon to interfere and earn boosts. You can level up and pick different perks before starting each match, to create endless options to defeat the monsters and opposing players. As you progress, you can collect and upgrade weapons of different types and elements to unlock new perks to choose from. Knight's Edge is free to download and play, but some things in-game can also be purchased for real money. Next up, Relumine. It's a puzzle adventure game where you play as a child named Relu that delves into an abandoned mine and discovers a magical crystal. With the crystal's power to rotate the world, she explores the ruins of an ancient society, is chased by a giant shadow, and guided by mysterious spirits in search of her long-lost papa. The game has a unique rotation mechanic and level design that creates unique puzzles to solve and blends gameplay with storytelling, allowing the player to learn about the world while they play. While solving puzzles, you can also discover magic and unravel the mysteries of the unknown, as Relumine presents an alternative perspective of the world as seen through a child's eyes. Movements in the game can be uneasy sometimes, so it takes practice, patience, and some experimentation to get used to it. Next, Girl Cafe Gun. an action game where you can also manage your own cafe with the girls and lead fair maidens into the battle. The story starts surviving the outbreak, a disaster caused by a form of energy known as Ionis. Your journey begins from the refuge called Princess Island, where you will team up with the girls and fight the archdemons as the commander of Squad 8. Meanwhile, with the 10+ girls, you will also run a cafe that offers diverse decorations and exclusive interactions. The game is split between blasting the living hell out of everything while avoiding massive sprays of neon bullets and running a charming cafe. You'll also be building up relationships, making sure everyone's best friends and whatnot. The game is free to play with in-app purchases. Next on the list, Unholy Society. This is a point-and-click adventure game with a snarky sense of humor where you play as an unconventional exorcist as its main character. The game is inspired by 80s and 90s action movies, as well as comic book series that presents a world captured by the forces of demons and monsters. The story follows an exorcist named Bonaventura Horowitz, who's given a thrilling mission by the Pope. In-game, you can traverse various locations, talk to a number of characters, and solve puzzles. While exploring locations, you may also fight battles with the forces of evil. During exorcist attacks, you have to find hidden objects using a crucifix within the scene in a limited amount of time. The game is free to play up to some extent, but can be purchased via in-app purchases. Up next, Indies Lies. It's a single-player deck-building strategy battler game that combines roguelike elements with card building as its core gameplay. The game features randomly generated level content, a rich and varied talent system, a cleverly designed lieutenant system, and a surprise rune system, combined with hundreds of cards, allowing players to experience a unique experience each time they enter the level. The game has multiple chapters of plot content. There are 3 professions in the initial stage of the game. Among them, each profession is planned to have 3 characters to experience around each profession, or even different builds adopted by different characters of the same profession. There are different sets of talents and lieutenants to match. The game is free to play and also offers exclusive cards with in-app purchases. Coming in next, Actraiser Renaissance, a 2D platforming action game with city-building simulation elements. The game is split into 2 parts. Sometimes you're running around platforming sections using magic to fight monsters. Sometimes you're building up your kingdom, using magical powers to clear a path for your civilization to spread and engage in RTS-style battles. In-game, you play as a god who's engaged in an eternal struggle with a demon. In platformer mode, players can attack with upward and downward motions, along with the ability to dodge. You can also strategically cast powerful fire, ice, and other magic in the 2D action stages. In realm management mode, you can place forts and time your miracle spells to protect your settlements against enemy raids in real-time strategic battles. Last on our list today, Blon, an auto-running side-scroller platformer game in which you play as Blon, a blob whose jealous older brother has just stolen the family treasures. In your pursuit, you have to collect the leaves lost by your brother and rebuild the family castle to improve your abilities. The controls are simple. Blon moves automatically, and you tap the left of the screen to jump and the right when you're facing up against a boss to fire out some goo. The game also has plenty of other mechanics, ranging from sections where you're carried by a bird to a big skill tree that lets you upgrade all manner of stats and boosts. There are also hidden treasures and challenges presented by each biome to earn weapons and armors. You can download the game for free, but that's only a demo version. You can unlock the full game with an in-app purchase. And this completes our list of best Android games of this month. If you liked the video, give us a hit on the like button and consider subscribing to our channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.